What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are all having an absolutely fantastic day. I know I am. If you are, be sure to press the like button. Otherwise, no joke, no scam. John Cena himself will break into a butterfly sanctuary, get a group of butterflies, and then come to your house and tie a butterfly to each part of your limbs. Enough butterflies where you can be lifted up by the butterflies, and then they will fly you to outer space and leave you on the moon while you're slowly suffocate. It's not going to be too fun, so I would press the like button. Anyways, you guys were asking me on Instagram to do a couple more skating stories. For those of you that don't know, I used to be a giant skater. Like back in the day, middle school, early high school, I would do nothing but skate every day. I'd get home from school at like 1, 2 p.m. and I would skate until I basically couldn't see my deck anymore. And like I was super duper into it. And because of that, I've definitely gotten myself into some pretty stupid scenarios. Because, you know, when you're 15 and you're a skater, you think you're kind of on top of the world and invincible. Like, I'm not gonna lie, alright, I love the skating community a ton. It absolutely changed my life for the better. But some skaters definitely have a way of getting themselves in trouble and then pretending to be the victim. Like, it's a pretty common thing. But this story is actually one of the crazier ones I have. It's about some lady that had some beef with us when we were skating and tried to steal our skateboards. Like, I don't really know who this lady thought she was. It wasn't a mall cop. It wasn't a police officer at all. It was just some random housewife who had way too much time on her hands, you know? An absolute Karen. And like, trust me, I get it. Your husband's cheating on you. You're bored. But maybe don't try to steal my skateboard next time. Like, big shout out to you for not trying to steal our stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So for those of you guys who don't really know what skaters do and you see them just kind of hanging out in a place, 9 times out of 10, they're probably pretty lit and don't really know what's going on. But like, on the off chance, it's some skaters that actually have a plan of what's going on. But for the most part, they're looking for like a good stair set or a nice gap or like something fun to skate. And for the most part, that's what me and my friends did, alright? We would just kind of roll around like the general area around by our high school and like the park and whatnot and just look for cool stuff to skate. And there was this pretty sweet 5 or 6 stair right in front of our high school. That was pretty chill, you know, and it had a nice run up and a nice run off. So for the most part, most of the time, we would kind of end up back at our high school and just ride this 6 stair. Like, it was perfectly placed. It had a good run up. There was a little bit of downhill right before it, so you could get good speed. The rollaway was super flat. So we would just go and like skate this stair for hours and hours at a time. It was just kind of our hangout spot. And on the weekends, our high school would get used for recreational sports games. So whether that's baseball, football, soccer, whatever, like the fields and whatnot would be full of kids and parents trying to do their thing. However, usually by like later in the day, you know, 5, 6 p.m., the games were kind of run out and there would only be maybe 1 or 2 games of each sport going on. Like, it definitely wasn't as crowded as it was during the day. And so we would try to avoid this spot during the weekends, like during the day part, because we didn't really want to cause a disruption. Obviously, we know that when there's like 600 people at this field trying to get around, us using the stairs as a, you know, a skate park probably isn't the dopest thing ever. And we were trying to be considerate of everybody. So for the most part, we would only go around 5 or 6 p.m. when it would start to empty out, and we'd just go ride the stair set until it got too dark. Like, that was our average routine on the weekend. And at this point, we've done it for maybe 3 years now with no issue. Usually by the time we're rolling up, the people who usually have late games know that we're going to stay out of your way. We're not going to cause any problems. We're not going to swear at your kids or whatever. We're just going to ride our stair, mind our own business, and do our own thing. And for the most part, we usually don't have any issue whatsoever. But this was actually like one of the first weekends where seasons were going okay. So generally, for the most part, when a new season starts, it is a little awkward at first because some people don't know us. They don't know that like we're here every weekend, right, when things start to slow down. But whatever, usually it's no big deal. They might give us a couple weird looks and that's the end of it. And I don't really know what league was going on, alright, but apparently it was the meeting of the soccer moms. Like, don't get me wrong, obviously soccer players have soccer moms, but there's a difference between a mom whose kid plays soccer and like a Karen soccer mom, alright? The mom whose kids just play soccer will walk up to you and be like, hey guys, you know, can you not skate on the stairs for a second? We have to like take this cooler down, whatever. Like, they'll be chill and you'll be chill back and you're like, alright, no problem. We'll take a break for a little bit. You guys do what you gotta do. Let us know when we can skate. And they're like, all right, perfect. But for some reason, the moms that were out in full force this weekend were the type of moms that just have to complain about everything. Like, they'll make the girl behind the counter at GameStop start crying and then ask her the manager and say that crying is inappropriate and she needs to be fired on the spot. Like, those type of moms were for some reason out in full force. I don't know if the rich kid decided just to come to our side of town for some nice soccer game action or what. But the demographic of moms had definitely changed by a pretty massive margin, and we could all feel it because the energy that Karens give off is crazy. Like, you can cut in the may I speak to the manager teenager with a knife. It is just blatantly obvious that these are the type of soccer moms that you don't want to deal with. So we're just skating the stair set, and out of nowhere, we feel like this presence come up behind us, and sure enough, we turn around, and there's a Karen sitting there, like, hand on her hip, just watching us, right? So we keep going about our business, because she doesn't say anything at first. She's just standing there looking pissed off. Like, okay, lady, you can sit there and angrily look at us skate. Don't worry, it won't affect our performance. We'll be just fine. So we keep skating the stair set, no skin off our back, or so we think, right? And after about a minute of just watching us, she walks up to us and goes, "Do you guys have permits to be doing this here? Yes. This group of teenage kids went to the city and got permits to ride downstairs. No, we don't have a permit." So I'm like, no, we don't have a permit, right? And she's kind of standing off to the stairs a little bit. Like, she's not in the middle, but she's kind of in front of them. And I'm talking to her, and I'm like, no, we don't have a permit. Like, we do this every weekend. It's no big deal. We don't want any trouble, you know, like, we don't want any problems. And she's like, well, if you don't have a permit, then I think it's best that you leave, you know? Like, I don't want to have to call the police on you. Then don't, you know? Like, call me crazy here. If you don't want to have to call the police on us, you can just not. We weren't bothering you. You walked up to us and were watching us for a minute. And as I'm kind of explaining to her that, like, she could just leave us alone, we don't want to cause any problems, like, just go away type of thing, one of my friends rolls up to the stairs, and I think he, like, just ollied it. Like, it wasn't even anything crazy, but was near her. Probably passed within 3 feet of her. So, like, close, but not super close, all right? And when he goes down the stairs and I'm trying to explain that she can basically go away, she starts screaming, "Oh my God, you tried to hit me. Everyone saw that. Like, you kids are so irresponsible. You just tried to knock me down the stairs. Do you have any idea how hurt I could have gotten? I can't believe you. You tried to knock me down the stairs. Did everyone see that?" And we're all like, bro, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? And there was this one dad who had the soccer team, right? And he used to skate, I guess, when he was a kid, so he would come talk to us every now and then and just kind of, like, watch us go down the stairs or whatever, and he was pretty chill. So he walks over and he goes, whoa, what's going on? Like, these kids did not try to knock you down the stairs, okay? I know them. They've never had any problems with anybody before. He probably just rolled past you. Yes, it was a little close. Like, come on, guys, be a little bit more responsible, but he didn't try to knock you down the stairs. And she's like, no, they don't even have permits to be skating here. They just tried to knock me down the stairs. I can't believe children like this are so rude and so inconsiderate. That's it. Give me your skateboards. Everyone give me your skateboards now. And we're kind of looking at her like, excuse me? And she's like, well, you have 2 options. You can either give me the skateboards or I'm making a citizen's arrest on all of you. Hold up. You're going to make a citizen's arrest on a group of kids because a kid didn't hit you. He almost hit you and you were standing near stairs. So therefore, all of us are getting arrested. Do you understand the logical reasoning of how you sound like a moron right now? You wench. So we all kind of start laughing, like, there's no way this lady's being serious. She has to be trolling us, all right? You're not going to arrest a group of 6 kids. So she starts reaching down and just starts picking up skateboards, and we're kind of like, what are you doing? So I kind of, like, roll away, right? I'm like, I'm not giving you my skateboard. And she starts screaming about her husband's a cop, and he's going to come down here and tase us all unless we start giving her our skateboards. So at this point, I'm like, this lady's clearly just having a rough day. So I'm like, all right, I'm not giving you my skateboard. I'm not going to do that. You're more than welcome to call your husband, you know? If he's a cop, he can come down here and he can take them, he can do whatever, but, like, I'm not taking them. But she already had 2 boards in her hand, so my friends are like, how do we get our skateboards back? And she's like, well, you can just come to my house and pick them up. You and your parents can come to my house and pick them up. Lady, we don't know you. We don't live in a town small enough where you can just say, come to my house and pick them up. I don't know where your house is. Second of all, why do you get to take my property to your house until my mom and dad can come get it? Like, it's not like she took our skateboards and was like, oh, I'm giving them to the school and you can get them after class on Monday. I don't know, but you're not taking our property to your house and stealing it, right? Like, that's not what's about to go down. I'm sorry, lady. I know your husband's a cop or whatever, but you can't just steal our stuff. So she starts walking these skateboards to the car, and at this point, we're like, yeah, this is not happening. So I roll up behind her, and I'm like, hey, you know, you got to give us the skateboards back. You can't take them. And she walks up and then throws them in the back of her truck, like in the tailgate area, and is like, that's it. You guys are done. I'm taking these home. And she gets in the car and starts turning it on and goes to drive away. Except this idiot, this woman didn't realize that, wow, we are actually able to reach into the back of the car. I don't know if you guys know this about trucks, but the bed of the truck is very easy to stick your hand in and grab it. So we grab the skateboards and start running. And this lady, in a fit of fury, throws the truck into reverse, slams on the gas, and starts driving after us in the parking lot. And honestly, it was pretty fun. Like, we're zipping in between the parked cars, like, trying to dodge this lady, and she can't keep up very well because one thing that a truck cannot do is make super sharp turns in a parking lot like a skateboard can. So she's kind of chasing us around in her car, and we're just kind of laughing at this point because it is super entertaining. And finally, she slams on the brake, and she's like, I'm calling my husband. And we're like, all right, lady, call your cop husband. You look like a psychopath. At this point, there's a bunch of parents watching. The dad, who's like super chill with us, is kind of realizing that this lady's out of control. Like when he first pulled up, he was kind of, all right, kids, don't be rude to this lady. But at this point, he's realized that this woman is definitely mentally unhinged on a level that we haven't seen in quite a long time. So we're giggling, and suddenly, about 5 minutes later, an all-black Tahoe comes pulling up, right? And out hops the guy who is very clearly on massive amounts of steroids. Like, if this dude is a cop, he was a cop for cavemen, because he could probably body slam a Tyrannosaurus Rex on the concrete so hard that its aortic, whatever bone would snap. I don't know what bone. I'm not going to med school, all right? Cool it. So, obviously, we're kind of scared at this point, because when you see a giant dude hop out of an all-black Tahoe and go over to his crying wife, you're kind of like, oh, yeah, we're dead. So, he gets this look on his face real mad, and he walks over to us, and he's like, how dare you guys assault my wife? You think it's funny to knock her down the stairs? What if she was pregnant? Like, da-da-da-da, and we're like, bro, I'm telling you right now, none of us touched your wife at all. That's not what happened. He's like, oh, likely story. All of you are liars. Give me your skateboards. That's it. You're lucky I don't arrest you right now. I can. You know, I'm an off-duty officer. And at this point, the dad, who is always chill with us, walks up and he starts talking to the cop guy. And he's like, look, you know, obviously your wife's upset. And I'm super sorry about that. But these kids didn't do anything. Like, I was watching from afar. She walked up to them, started arguing with them. One of them went down the stairs a little bit too close. And hey, I've already talked to them. I've told them, be very careful of who's around you. They know that. They never assaulted your wife. And he's like, well, then why did they grab the skateboards out of the back of the truck? And I'm like, well, it's illegal for her to take our stuff. She was just taking our skateboards and said we had to cut it back from your house. I don't know where you live. I don't know you. I don't know that you're actually a cop. I don't know anything about you. Why was I going to trust some random lady to take my property somewhere that I don't know where it's going? Like, why would I do that? And the husband's definitely at this point kind of realizing that his wife is a little bit crazy, and I think everyone's been there. Everybody's had a girlfriend or a sister or something that's like super upset about something, and then you start to get invested, and then after a little bit you kind of realize that there may be a little bit more to the story, and they're acting a little bit out of control. So he's kind of like, oh, okay, all right, well, you know, I don't appreciate you guys making my wife upset. You didn't have to rile her up. And we're like, you know, we didn't want to, but she was chasing us through the parking lot in her car. Like, I can't get chased by a car and not run away, dude. I don't know what I'm going to do. And he's like, no, that's fair enough. All right, well, can you just act like I yelled at you a lot? Like, can you act like we talked it out? And I was like, yeah, for sure. So he goes back to the car, and he's kind of like, and you kids better stay out of here. I better not see you again. Da-da-da-da. You guys better stay out of our way. All right, dude. No problem. We'll stay out of your way. And they drove off into their sunset in their matching tactical utility vehicles, all right? That truck was never used for anything other than just driving that soccer mom around. I can promise you that. And, yeah, moral of the story is thank goodness that there was another adult there to back us up, because that steroid guy was definitely not in the mood to listen to us, and he was not going to believe a word we said about how he didn't attack his wife. But yeah, the crazy lady tried to steal our skateboards, put them in the back of her truck. We ended up getting it back, and everything was fine. We did stop going there on weekends after that, though, just because we really didn't want to run into that mom again, because, you know, you can only deal with a crazy husband once before the roid rage sets in. But on that note, that's going to do it for the video. Press the like button if you enjoyed. Comment down below if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're new. I upload videos like this every single day. Today's notification shout out goes to the one, the only, the very handsome Nifty Whiskey. Big shout out to you for having on notifications. If you want a notification shout out, all you got to do is turn on notifications and send a screenshot to my Instagram at Scrubby. And yeah, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot. I'll see you guys tomorrow with another video. I'm out. Peace.